here is supply that's being served, sea transport capacity. Okay, so when you supply is larger than demand, is will be happen we so-called the freight in P plus mean freight, right? Sea transport freight. Freight is down, so it's very serious problem. Especially some are for the if you show the ship market, they have four very basic market. First one. Basically, so you can see here is our ship. We say our ship market have this very basic kind of market. First one, that's new ship, and because this year a very big ship over means to 200 maybe 200,000 TEUs container ship will be merged and appear this year and until to next 2 years the same. So the big problem. Another that means second-hand ship. Second-hand ships will divide two parts. First one for the ship for rain. Just like you second-hand car, you can rent a car. Sometimes go to travel another country or go to another place. Why? So you can rent a car, right? Second last means you could maybe you second-hand car. You would like to buy a new one. And you can purchase our second-hand car is very cheaper for you, and because the chip problem right now, chip shortage problem very serious. So that means if you would like to buy a new car, you're waiting for about 1 or 2 years because of chip shortage problem. So the second-hand ship is also the same. You can purchase and also sell old ship and second-hand ship. For example, one hand line have sell some is 2,000 or 3,000 to container ship to other company because you like to get some money for their company their development issue. Another that means if you the old ship you have scrap. Normally the ship year. Okay. Normally ship year. Normally the ship year, right? Ship age. The ship age normally is 30 years. Ship age. 30 years. If you are from 25 to 30 years, normally so the ship will be we say scrap, right? So you calculate we so-called a light term. Light term that means because the ship have a lot of decoration inside, so the user calculate by the light term. So that means if you see the for example evergreen or young line, normally they have hold their ships is very younger, because young that means they're operating speed and very efficiency and also very fuel cost saving. Two reasons. So for young line, their container ships normally is 13 to 14 years. How about evergreen? Evergreens are more younger. It's about 10 to 12 years. So if your ships becomes older than 12 years, normally evergreen will be sell their ship or sell use their second-hand market to sell the old ship and is going to buy a new ship. So in the future, normally there will be trendy vessel is going to order a new ship. So you can so that means in the future this kind of sea transport or capacity problem will become very serious year by years. So we can see from this year the sea freight will be the price is going to decrease, okay, year by year. So that's why let me see the different country they have focused on the different their market. So their ship years some country their ship years very older. Some country their ship years average years is very younger. For example, here's Greece, right? Greece is Japan. In my country, we have some regulation because we hold our second-hand ships. You can buy the second-hand ship within 15 years. So normally our ships very younger. Okay. So you can see Japan's their ship just this line, and because the top three they have three countries. First one is Greece, Japan, and China. You can see here it's Japan. Japan their ship age average is more younger than from the 12 to 14. Okay. How about the Greece? Greece this line. Greece is very older, from the 14 and 18. How about China's? China is this line. Okay. China is because the majority the China ship is belong to national freight. So average they fly the falling freights average is 55% only, because the government have given their subsidy to their national freight company. So that's why they follow rules. So average is to the 2021 the average their years is from the 12 to 10 to 12 years. Okay, so how about Hong Kong? Yeah, Hong Kong is also decreasing their year, but listen, the Hong Kong because the economic situation is not so good. So some financial center has switched from the Hong Kong to Singapore. And also the many China people have some rich guy have got some got the green card from the USA and also from Singapore. So because Singapore is it's a liberty and the freedom of transfer your capital to other place, without any limitation or political interpretation. So that's why Singapore quite very friendly for a rich guy from mainland China to transfer all their money to other place, and encouraging and listen because because Xi Jinping become the we say the empire she, right? Empire she. And in listen, I see the newspaper because your president permit USA have to use more for military base. So that means make China very angry. They assign some vessel, a fish ship to nearby your we say territory, right? So. What are going to do? Right? It means your government that's been economically relied on mainland China, but the military defense will be how to get support from the means USA. How to keep balance? How?
Uh, in terms of in the Philippines, um, since the government, our actual policy is we renounce war as an instrument of international relation. So we try to strike a balance between um, China and the U.S. in terms of trade. In terms of trade, China is still our biggest trading partner. U.S. might be next or the third one, but it's still very important to engage with China in terms of trade, because it would still be very hard for the Philippines to look for other trade partners that can cover up the trade that is being conducted between the Philippines and China. Like for example, there are proposals to look for other markets, but to look for new markets it would be difficult. Would be difficult, and it would take years before that market would reach its potential, and it would be very hard to fill up the trade that we now have with with China. With regards to the U.S., we still continue with our engagement with the U.S. because, of course, we do have weak military power. We need the United States, and we also have that treaty with the United States on mutual defense. So we cannot also just disregard the United States because of that particular treaty. But of course, situation now is kind of different. Like for example, the proposal to have new military bases in the north is receiving negative reactions coming from the people in the northern Philippines.
Yes, I know that.
So that's also an issue that needs to be resolved by the Philippines internally before it allows the United States to have an issue.
So also very curious about because we know Greenland and India, a very interesting country because they buy weapon from from Russia and some buy weapon from the USA. So and also because main China is also European market. That means how to keep balance between your economic profit and and also defense consideration. How to keep balance between economic perspective and the defense this perspective.
Actually, we just like separate holistic and economic, so that like for holistic point of view, even though we have a lot of disputes in South China Sea, and then sometimes China they also like have the real practice, like soldiers, and they even like build like an artificial island in our land, in our island. And sometimes they have some kind of like really, it's like overactivity, so that we still just like announce them only because like we are a small country, and not really not because we cannot fight again, or somehow that we just keep in peace, because we believe what is ours will be ours, so that we can get it back, maybe not in 5 years or 10 years, but maybe 20 years, 50 years later we can take it back. And then for economic, China is our like the main like importer about like agriculture products. About 40% of our agriculture products will be will be exported to China, and then the U.S. as well. U.S. is for also like agriculture, seafood, and then the fabric products as well. So that in case of like the war, the trade war between U.S. and China, we gained a lot of profits from the war, from the trade war. And then about Russia, we buy like submarine from them. Actually, right now we have 6 submarines in.
From Russia.
Yeah,
It's
from
nuclear or some nuclear
It's,
power?
no, it's the
Diesel.
yeah
electric.
diesel one, and then we just like keep it in our like how can we say like soldier, like our like national fleets in the Cam Ranh, like
Cam Ranh Bay.
yeah, Cam Ranh Bay near Vũng
There's a
Tàu
submarine.
and then Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 6 submarines right there.
Yes. So far, I think because Vietnam is a very special. It's a geography political issue, right? And you can do business. Basically, for Chinese prefer to invest the money there in Vietnam because you join in the ASEAN, you use Vietnam to produce some products in Vietnam, and because they're designed by the Taiwan, and we can use made in Vietnam, and it's to sell ASEAN and the other to get some free trade on the benefit from USA. So that's why the Vietnam quite very important for us. For this thing for us, because also with the main China is kind of threatened to us, right? Especially with pineapple and some seafood.